Salve. We're continuing with lines 423 to 429. And in this scene, Aeneas and Achates have ascended a mountain and they're looking down onto the city, and this is their reaction. Instant ardentes turii pars ducere muros, moleri quarket manibus sub volvere saxa, pars optare locum tectet concludere sulco. And we'll stop there and do this first part. So our subject is the turii, and they are ardentes. They're burning. They're not literally on fire, but burning with eagerness to build their city. Instant, they press on, or they urge on. And now there's going to be several infinitives that follow this part right here. The burning Tyrians urge on. Oh, and by the way, the Tyrians, who are they? They are the Carthaginians, because they come from the cities of Tyre and Sidon, so we call them the Tyrians. Another name for the Carthaginians who live in North Africa in Carthage. And this is the city that Aeneas is seeing built. And it is an arch-rival city of Rome, and eventually in the Punic Wars, Carthage and Rome fight for supremacy of the Mediterranean. So like I was saying, there are several infinitives: ducere, moleri, subvolvere, and optare, and concludere, that all depend on this main verb here, instant. They press on. The burning Tyrians press on to, and then you're going to say to lead out walls, to build the city, to roll up rocks, and so forth. So just keep in mind that all these next verbs that come here are going to be depending on this. So let's go ahead and mark out those verbs. There's ducere, moleri, there's subvolvere, optare, and concludere. All these ride on that. The burning Tyrians press on, and then this is in apposition to Tyrians. Part of them, one part, so that's a subject, and riding on, it's in apposition to that. It's part of them. Part of them, the Tyrians, press on to lead walls, or to, maybe we could say, extend walls. They're building them, so you can think of a wall as extending. They lead the walls out, lead the walls, and to build the city, to amass the city, the citadel. If you want, Archem is like that center part of the city that's particularly well built up. And subvolvere, to roll up rocks. Saxa is an object of subvolvere. Rocks. My daughter's waking up a little bit. Manibus, with their hands, is ablative, so you got to add a with there, with their hands. So one more time on that part. It's the burning Tyrians press on to lead, part of them press on to lead out walls and build up the citadel and roll up rocks with their hands. And then there's pars, another part. Okay, we got pars here and pars here. So that's another part, subject. Another part. Choose a place, locum. Okay. Tecto, for a building. Okay, tecto. I checked out the tecto real quick on far, and he says that's a dative of purpose. They choose a place for a house or for a building. A tectum is really the ceiling of a building, or the roof, but it means the whole building also. Okay, so they choose a place for a building, and they enclose it, this place for the building, sulco, with a ditch, meaning for the foundation. That's ablative. Okay, moving on. Jura magistratusque legunt sanctumque senatum. And they choose laws and magistrates. Well, I guess I added an and there. They choose, legunt, laws and magistrates. And this is plural, it's fourth declension. So this is the subject, going with tirii. And then jura, laws, and magistratus, magistrates. And fourth declension, us is plural. It can be singular also. Okay, and I'm rocking my daughter. She's waking up a little bit here. And they choose a sacred senate, and that's going to really resonate with the Romans, right? Because senate is big time in Roman government. Let's do that whole thing one more time here. This whole first sentence. The burning Tyrians, Carthaginians, press on, part to lead out the walls, and to build up or fortify the citadel, and to roll up rocks with their hands. Another part, to choose a place for a building, and to enclose it with a furrow, with a ditch. They choose laws and magistrates, public officials, and a sacred senate. And I like this burning here because it sounds like there's this frenzy going on. And this is going to lead nicely into his simile, where he's going to compare the Tyrians to the bees buzzing around in their activity. Hic portus alii effodiunt, hic alta theatris fundamenta loquant, alii manesque columnas rupibus excidunt, scinis decoralta futuris. So we got a hic. Notice some anaphora here. Here and here. We got more Tyrians doing other activities. So we have alii, some, and then you see there's an alii down here, others. We get two aliis, some and others. Some and others. Some dig out a harbor here in this place. Okay, so some, if what do you dig out a harbor, or harbors, I should say. Here, hic, and this is an adverb telling us where. So in this place, some are digging out harbors, and others in this place, meaning another place, are locating or placing the fundamenta alta, the high foundations. Okay, so let's go together, even though they're on different lines. Theatris, for dative, for theaters. For theaters, the high foundations for theaters. Okay, so in this place, some are digging out harbors. In this, meaning other place, some are locating the high foundations of theaters, like the big scenes, you know. And then he's going to describe this a little more. And they are excidiunt, are they carving out the immanes columnas, the huge columns. And this is ex rupibus. This is an ablative. E rupibus. I'm going to put ex or ex rupibus, out of rock. And then in apposition to that, the decora alta, the high decorations. And then scinis futuris, ablative, for future scenes or plays, meaning. So these huge columns are the big backdrop of this theater. And ancient theaters are typically dug out of a hillside. They use a natural hillside for an open-air theater. And then they got these huge columns as the scene. So this is a very vivid picture of building a theater here. Some, in this place, dig out harbors. In this other place, some locate or place the tall foundations for a theater, for theaters. And they carve out of the rock huge columns, immense columns. The high decorations for future scenes. And you notice we have a nice chiasmus going on here. Scainis decora alta futuris. A, B, B, A. That does it for this time. Until next time, wale.